Little clouds, are you prepared? Welcome, Raiders, to another episode of The Long Night, and hello, Coffee, and everyone else. It is time for chaos. I am the only one here. Anyways, how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody having a good time? Select file, update token, and get rid of that. Alright, that'll be yours. I don't actually think I have to change yours. I do not. Oh, good looks, Panini. Anyways, how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody having a good time? Everybody, welcome Raiders. The two members the two members I have aren't here yet. I know. It's tragic. No more people. It is now just Gwen and Squall forever and ever. Truly, something tragic.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, hi, Squall.
Oh, hi.
Gwen can't come tonight because he doesn't have Wi-Fi, so it's just you.
Oh, well, all right then.
So, roll me a D100 and tell me what happened last time.
Why do I even need to roll a D100?
Because for my own entertainment purpose. Because if you roll a D100, you can still make me say what happened last time.
Oh, true. Like I've ever rolled. Okay, hold on. I gotta get the Foundry open really quickly.
No problem. Take your time. Anyways, everyone, let me introduce our character. We have Squall, played by...
It's me, the Sky Tea. Most of you all just came from my stream. Hello. Okay, hold on. I gotta get the... where's the group chat? Where's the group chat? Where is it? There it is. And Foundry link. And oh no, that there. Yes. Okay.
Yes, you're
I'm
nailing it.
loading in.
You're doing
I'm
fantastic.
nailing
You're
it.
killing
I'm doing so good. Thank you. I'm doing my absolute best.
You're doing great.
Thanks. Big preach. Big preach.
How was Artstream?
It was good. Very chill. Very chill.
That's good. That's what we like to hear.
Yep. Roll 100. I rolled a nat 20 on the D100.
Oh boy, my hardware
no.
acceleration
Never
isn't
mind.
on.
39. I got, yeah, definitely not 100, unfortunately.
My hardware acceleration was not on.
Oh, that's a fat guy.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I think we fixed her.
I'm glad to hear it. So, anyway, last time we left the camp that we had attacked to get in Kendall back. We were traveling with Gwaine, who had nerve damage, and Jigzog, who was burned beyond recognition. But other than being unrecognizable, okay. Yeah, Squall memes only tonight, Sutoko. And on our way, we passed a couple interesting things. The first thing was a set of rocks that I knew to be a part of my religion. It was suggested in my texts that these rocks could open a portal to Tholena, my goddess's deep sea domain, the city of lost souls. And so I was very invested in figuring this out. But we were trying to travel quickly back to the ports because we were summoned to Eltrit and we needed to get Gwaine healed because every moment was agony for him. So me and Clang hung back for a little bit to check out these rocks, and I was able to actually commune with my goddess through them. In which she told me that she was not quite what I expected, a bit more blunt than I had imagined, or that I had been raised to believe. But she told me that I had a greater purpose, and that purpose was to lead a new faction of her religion, a stronger faction, which made me very excited. Um, as I popped out of the rocket, I noticed that Clang had also managed to enter the city, um, and appeared to be drowning. And during his conversation with Tholena, he was drowned and indoctrinated by her, uh, linking his fate to mine. Um, After that, we headed back to the group where we found the water that had leaked out of both me and Clang when we entered the city, running by the rest of the group. And Gwaine, state, in his state, flung himself into the waters and was engulfed in this glowing algae that we had seen in the city, and it healed him. And when he came out of it, he was also covered in patches of dragon turtle scales. So he was also blessed by Tholena. So our three fates are intertwined, and we continued on our journey. And at that point, we got close to Jigzog's home city of Shnung, the Grung capital, and he was torn and wanted to head home. And it was at this point that the group made some hard choices, and we ended up splitting up. Um, Jigzog decided to head home because he wanted to see his city had been occupied and in shambles for quite some time, and he wanted to try and help them. And Maya slash Mayada decided to go with him to try and help. So, Migwain and Clang were about to head out when Clang decided that he would also go with Jigsaw, which was a shock to all of us. So we had a very tearful goodbye. I had given Clang the winged boots so that he could fly earlier in the day, and he gave them back to me. And he gave his hat to Gwaine with all of the pearls inside that we accepted as an upfront payment for a job that we may or may not ever do. So, with that, me and Gwaine took Stitches, one of Clang's two horses. Clang took Needle and Thread, the two giant mastiffs, and we headed out, just me and Gwaine, together down the road alone. And that's where we left off. Well, no, we left off with me challenging him to a race, and then him using mold earth to put a wall in front of me so I couldn't run, which was very rude.
That is how it ended up.
Yep.
Yep. So, at where we're picking up, several days have passed since the rest of your party left. You and Clang have arrived, or you and Gwaine, or Clang, I miss Clang, have arrived back in Noble Mills Wharf. And Gwaine has gone off to secure you a ship, leaving you, Squall, to go find a crew. And Kindle has returned to the tavern.
She deserves it, honestly. She's been through hell because of us. All right, well, I guess I will head. I mean, Gwaine went to the docks to secure a ship. I guess. Um, is there like a shipyard master that might be in charge of various crews that we could potentially hire?
Let me get you on the right map real quick.
Okay, cool.
I feel like that should be our first step.
Clang was a bird, Sutoko. I am so upset that we're never gonna hear Clang is a bird again. Like, or well, I'm not anyway. It's tragic.
Yeah.
How dare Gwaine's Wi-Fi die? I know, right? I know. I can't believe
his
this. He's
Wi-Fi
lefty.
didn't die. He just doesn't have any.
Well, I was not gonna give out personal Gwaine details, but
Well, Gwaine told me it was okay on the phone.
Okay. Why this man just needs to get on mobile. Set up a mobile hotspot, Matt Lore.
All right. Well, you should be able to see where you are on the map.
Okay. You should probably. Are you gonna transition the other screen?
No, because we're on the roleplay screen still.
Okay. Me role playing with myself. Very fun and funky fresh.
Correct. Correct indeed.
Okay.
So you are where we're gonna start you off is we're gonna start you just outside of Enkindle's. We're gonna start you
Cabin.
just outside the Hiss and Snake.
Got it.
So you're outside the Hiss and Snake. Gwaine has just headed down to the Ivy docks to try and secure your ship because when you returned to the city, you found out that the ship you had come in on has already left
Well, fuck.
because they were only hired to bring you one way.
You know, I guess that's fair. They gotta make a living.
Yep.
I mean, there's gotta be tons of ships going back and forth. So I
Yep.
think finding one won't be an issue.
Also notably gone as you return is the otters are all gone. They are no longer in the town.
Damn, I guess this wasn't good enough land for them.
They prefer their land mobile.
They stole their own boat and they rode off into the night. Oh my god. All right, well, yeah. I guess I will head towards wherever I'd think like I guess the wharf master would be. I assume that they'd have. I mean, here's the question: like, wouldn't we're hiring the ship, so the ship is just gonna have like the captain and the first mate, and then we need to crew the rest of it? Is that the idea?
So the idea is that now that you are undermanned, you have been given a essentially a surplus of about 300 gold with which to hire new people to bring back to Eltrit with you.
I see. Wow, they're gonna have to be crazy to come with me into the mess that might be Eltrit, but
Well, remember, nobody else knows about the mess that is Eltrit.
Oh, true. I'll just lie. I'll just be really. I'll just.
Yep. And Kindle recommended that you might be able to find people near the Old Quarter, which you can see on the map is right about the center of town.
Okay, okay. Well, I will head that direction then. By her. Oh, I don't think. Okay, I can't move myself yet, but I will head towards the old quarter and see if I can find anybody who looks like they're looking for work.
Alrighty. So you head to the Old Quarter. You head up the river. You cross the bridge to the Old Quarter. And the Old Quarter, it seems to be. There are some standing, like, actual structures, but it seems to. This is mostly just stand up shops. Like, just pop up shops, like a bazaar.
Okay.
And and as you walk in, you can see that there's kind of a section. And the best equivalent I have is like a Lowe's parking lot in the morning on a Monday,
Mm-hmm.
where there are just sailors waiting to be picked up by a crew.
Ah, ideal.
So you head that direction, and as you head that way, two of the sailors catch your eye. And do you two want to describe what you look like?
Yeah, I'll go first. So one of them is a small, about 5 foot flat, fish-like triton with olive green scaly skin, um, teal fin ears and teal fins along their forearms and calves. Wet hair, pretty much almost covering their eyes. Um, a blue tunic with a red sash around the torso, covered by a short red mantle that's like worn and tattered, and pants that go down to the knees, no shoes, and they're just chomping down on some fish.
Standing next to them, catching the remains of the fish as this Triton tosses them away, is the other sailor that caught your eye.
Which is what you would recognize as a lizard folk. Uh, based off of the frilled lizard. And he's got kind of like glowing constellations on his frills, that flap up whenever he talks.
Well, that's certainly a pair. She'd kind of think, looking from across the way, but a Triton probably be pretty familiar with the sea, so safe bet for good shipfarers. So I'd probably head over to you two with like a wave, but definite purpose. I mean, Squall always moves with an air of like purpose and business to her. So she probably walk up and say, "Are you two looking to join a crew?"
Why a crew?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking to crew a trip back to Eltret if you all are headed in that direction.
I love Eltrit. It's
I've mostly been looking for a way to get back on the sea.
I'm fairly familiar with the place myself.
Is that so?
Yes,
You
it's
know-
a very nice place to be.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. You know, I don't feel like we see a lot of lizard folk in Eltret a lot. But
No, I don't stay there very, very often.
I see. Well, if
I
you
don't
all
stay
are
a lot of places very often.
a bit of a traveler,
No, you could say that. I'm a bit of a sailor. Let me spin you a thread. A tale, maybe, perhaps. So there I was, in the middle of the ocean. It was me, by myself, sailing my own ship, all by myself, no one else, no help whatsoever. It was just me and my glorious ship, Becky. And then out of
Okay.
nowhere, a raging storm. A storm of the mighty, whatever god you believe in. The worst you could possibly handle. But I did it, all on my own. And here I am.
Mm-hmm.
that is quite a tale. That is quite a tale. Your ship, Becky. What happened to her? Because you know
She
you're
left
out
me
here.
for another crew.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It was tragic. Lost in a bidding war.
Aha. In a. So you sold her.
Yes.
Ah, got it. Well, my partner is looking for a ship right now, but we're in need of a crew. Like I said, we're heading towards Eltret. I don't know if either of you all has an issue with it, but we are both part of the Inquisition. So we've been summoned back in that direction, and we need to head that way relatively quickly. Um,
I'll be honest
But-
with you. I don't know what the Inquisition is. So it's fine. We're good. I'm good.
Neither do I. Me and
Okay.
my comrade here haven't sailed the seas in about, what would you say, a couple moons?
Yeah, a couple moons definitely.
Oh, I'm surprised. It seems like a long time to be stuck here.
Mm-hmm. The fish here isn't very good.
No,
Well.
not in the slightest.
We can definitely get you all back on the sea if you're interested then. I'm not sure how much crew the ship is going to have when my partner finds it, but I think it should be a relatively, hopefully, small ship that can move quickly. That's kind of what we're looking for, so we shouldn't need too many hands,
Why not get a large ship?
because large ships are slow.
Yes, but they are cool.
Small ships can be cool as well, but we're mainly looking for expediency to get us back in that direction.
Yes,
know.
but small ships don't tell the best tales.
I mean, you said that you crewed Becky alone.
It was a large
So
ship.
you crewed a large ship alone.
Hmm.
That I did. You can ask my friend here.
Why would your
He
friend
was
know
there.
if you?
I- I was watching from the side.
Oh, I see. You were like
Yeah.
in
I was like
the
in the water.
ocean.
Yeah, I was part of the
Mm.
storm. One would say.
Oh, I see. I see.
Mhm.
I see. Got it. That's where you two met.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Well,
I
glad to
probably would have
know.
died if it wasn't for him, but I don't tell that part of the tale.
Glad to know we have such capable hands on board.
Yeah, my hands are very capable.
hmm Especially in the ocean.
Hmm. Hmm. Ocean's it's a nice place.
Yeah, I agree. The ocean is a nice place. Well, I guess we'll make our so PT. Do I need to collect more crew? Do I feel like this should be enough for us? I guess we can reconvene with Gwaine and find out if the ship he picked has any crew already.
Yes. So, well, the first thing is, are you guys just accepting this offer with no form of recompense and just letting Squall keep the gold? Are you guys asking for anything? Or are you just like, oh, hell yeah, we'll work? When and where?
Is there food on the ship?
Oh, I'm sure there will be. We'll definitely stock the ship with food.
What about fine jewels, fine
Find jewels, maybe
compen-
treasure.
compensation?
Yeah.
I can give you all a handful of pearls each.
I do fancy myself some pearls.
That's doable.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, my compatriot has those with him, so
Oh.
I'll be happy. Well, they'll be on the ship, which is where you wanted them to be, correct?
As long as you
Yes.
aren't pulling a mutiny, I'm all in.
I'm not pulling a mutiny.
Good.
So,
Well,
at about this time, a sailor from the other end of the crowd who's been talking to a couple other sailors points them off in a direction. And he walks up to you, Squall, and he goes, Inquisitor Estuary?
that's me.
Oh, fantastic. Your friend, I met him down at the docks. He chose not to, purchase a ride on our ship, but it seems like he has found one himself. He spent quite a bit of money on it to purchase, but, he asked me to give you this, and he hands you a note.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Yes, yes, yes. He said that you would be, tipping, and he holds out his hand.
Hold on, does my foundry sheet have the amount of money I have on it?
It should.
Okay, hold on, I gotta pull it up. I still have Klang's sheet in my player sheets. I don't know why.
Because I haven't removed him from the player sheets list.
Well, but this happened last time, if you recall. I will give him. I'll give him 5 silver.
Okay. He takes the 5 silver from you. He goes, "Thank you, thank you." And he just hands you the note and walks away.
Okay. Well,
How
Uh,
does it
I open
end?
it. I open it and read it. Yes.
the note he has given you says that he has purchased a small sloop called the Meridian. He says that you shouldn't need that much of a crew to run it, but he believes it will get you back to Eltrit quickly. and that he will meet, and that you can find it at the dock. It is a U-Wood ship, and that it will be very easy to find as the name is painted on the side, but that because of everything that has been going on, he is taking stitches, going below deck, and taking a nap, and he will see you when you reconvene.
Well, apparently my compatriot just full out bought a boat. So, I guess
well,
we'll
that's
need
great.
to grab some supplies before we head over there then. If you all don't mind carrying some stuff. Want to make sure
Yeah,
that we have
sure.
enough
I
food
mean,
for the trip.
do you know where you're
Yes.
going? We're pretty familiar with the area.
I mean, we've been to this city a few times, but I'm not a local. So, if you know any good places for deals on supplies, I won't say no.
You two would know, because you've been frequenting it, that there is a fishmonger in this place that sells fish by the barrel if you have enough money to.
Well, do you have enough money to maybe go get some food?
We
I'm
do know
sure-
a place.
I'm sure we can probably afford it.
It's a good place. You can buy like fish by the barrel.
Mm,
Yeah. So
that would be good. Grabbing a couple barrels would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll follow you all then.
You follow them across the square, and you come up to a stand that has an older looking Triton behind it. And as he sees you approaching, he goes, "Oh, no, no, no. You two freeloaders better not be back here looking for another handout."
No, 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 no.
Of course
We've
not.
got
No.
we've got money now.
"Oh, do ya? Let me see it."
Show him.
The
I'll kind of like
Sinlar's
nod
gonna
over
kind of
to Squall.
like move out of the way and like like there you go.
I walk up and I pull out my bag of gold that I have for this trip. What do your barrels cost?
Well, a barrel costs 50, but the first thing we should talk about... Are you the captain of these two?
I am now.
Ah, fantastic. Your sailors have run up some debts.
Is that so?
Yeah, lots of, free fish, so to speak.
I believe it was your choice to give them the free fish, was it not?
No, no, no. They agreed that I would be paid in full at some point.
I look
Well,
back
it
at
just
them.
turns out that point might not be today.
Well, if you
You're not
leave
gonna
the
ask
city,
our
is
new
that...
compatriot to pay all this money?
Oh, no, no, no. I wasn't going to ask your captain to pay your debts, although that is tradition. I was actually just going to ask if you could all go run some errands for me.
Well, that depends on the errands.
They're the kind that pay off your debts.
Are they the kind that get us dead?
I don't know. I guess, think of it as an opportunity to show your captain what competent sailors you are.
I mean, I guess that's fair enough.
Anyways, Captain... What was your name?
Estuary.
Well, it's pretty simple. There's a little sailing competition coming up later today. And, I could be tempted, if you were to race in it, to throw some money on some of the other boats if you could, manage not to win. That would be ideal.
Are you so sure we're such bad sailors?
No, no, no. I'm actually counting on the fact that you're good enough sailors to lose. You're catching my drift.
No, I'm catching your drift. Just not sure I'm willing to stake that level of I'd like to come back to this city sometime. I'm pretty sure rigging things like that is not looked upon fondly.
I mean, this is
Usually by the people taking the bets.
well, I mean, there are other options. There are other options if you don't want to do the sailing competition. I mean, I'll also give you this. If you win the sailing competition and give me the winnings, we'll call it even.
What's the debt?
All in all, these two have been here for how long? You two been here? About 18 months.
I wasn't really keeping track of the moons.
Starboy, listen, you keep track of the
Something.
moons and such. How long you been in town?
There was about 12 moons.
I just kind of look back at both of them like a few.
All right.
Mhm.
So 12 moons multiplied by 6 fish a day roughly equivalates. And he pulls out a little pad and pencil and starts just writing. He goes, yeah, not a whole lot. About 230 gold.
That seems outrageous. I look back at them and I'm like, I thought you said this guy was a good businessman.
Well, he was good because he was giving us free food. So
Hmm. So again,
I mean, his deals are pretty good if you have money, which we just didn't.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Enter the racing tournament. Prize pool's about 500 gold. Win the tournament, give me my winnings, you keep the rest.
I look back at the two of them again. You all are certain you're capable sailors?
I mean,
yes. Did you hear the stories that Zinlar was saying?
I heard one story and you were in the ocean for it.
but
Yes.
we were there.
I suppose you were. Okay. I look back at the guy and I'm like, all right, we'll do your competition.
All right, fantastic. All you have to do is head down to the chicken docks. Tell them you want to enter. Do you have a boat,
Yes.
or do you need to borrow mine?
Is yours good?
It's a fishing boat.
I think we'll probably be okay with our skiff then.
Alrighty. Now you're gonna have to be careful. There's some fierce competition this year. I think I heard that the crew of the Becky's in this one, so be careful.
They're the worst.
Zinlar,
I
was
look
that,
up-
was that your ship?
I'm still looking at this guy with the other two behind me. But like there is a visible moment of surprise that the Becky is a real thing.
You seem kind of thrown off. What's that about?
It's an unusual name for a ship.
Yeah, I don't know. The crew said when they got it that some idiot named it. I don't know what
It's
that's
a
all about.
fine name for a ship.
Suddenly it all makes sense.
A grandiose one at that. In fact, that team of scoundrels, of absolute scoundrels, they eat babies. They're so bad they eat babies.
I've seen it.
You've seen them eat children.
It's horrific. It's absolutely the worst.
Okay. And
I swear to you by the twinkle in my eye that they take children, they nap them, and then they eat them and cook them on a steak. It's the worst.
Uh-huh.
They eat them, then they cook them?
Yes,
also-
medium rare.
Mm.
The guy's just looking at you, Squall, like, do you believe any of this?
I just kind of give a small shrug.
Alright. Well, now. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just need you to go win the race. Yeah? Can you do that for me?
We can manage it.
Yes.
I would gladly beat them into a pulp.
Well, you know, there's a couple other maps, so don't get too ahead of yourselves. Anyways, head down to the chicken docks, tell them you want to sign up for the race. Once they've signed up for the race, they'll tell you all the rules, etc., and they'll get you in the outlaw race.
Well, alright then.
You two,
Mm.
don't come back for no more fish until you got my money.
Aye.
Sounds good.
Oh, that's right. I still need you to hold 2 barrels for me.
I can do that.
I'll give you 75 for both of them.
75 gold?
This better be some damn good fish.
I mean, you can ask these two, they've been eating it free for over a year.
Yeah, that one said it wasn't that great.
It sure is bearable.
You said what?
No, it's good fish.
After all I did for you two?
No, I never said. I don't know what they're talking about.
Roll deception.
Why, it's quite possibly the best fish I've ever had.
You also roll deception. With a 15, he'll believe you, Gibbs.
Shit. Where the heck are my... Whoa, okay, hold on.
Alright, he believes you both.
PT, you might have to relink my character sheet as well, because I didn't have anything in my bag, and I just fixed that.
Well, clearly I guess I must have just misunderstood.
Clearly.
But yes. 75 for both barrels.
Okay. 75 for both barrels. I'll keep them on hold for you. If you come back from the race and the debts are paid, I'll have those barrels ready to go for you.
Glad to hear it.
Alrighty.
And I turn around and look at the two of them and say, all right, let's head to the chicken docks.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Alrighty. So,
Few moons, huh?
I lost
Uh,
track of time. how
I
it
may
is.
have exaggerated a bit.
A bit. Well, under exaggerated, I'd say.
It's still an exaggeration.
A few moons or a year and a half.
I mean, who's counting, really?
Well, I presume you two, since you're so eager to get back on the ocean. I hope your sailing skills haven't gotten rusty in that year.
I use the stars to get me where I need to go.
Well, let's hope this competition is night sailing then.
I don't think it is.
All right. When we head to the docks, is there like a clear place that we go to sign up?
yeah, so when you head to the docks, as you get closer, you see more and more signs for this thing called the Outlaw Race. And as you get to the essentially the dead center of where all these signs are pointing you, you see that it is the large Harbor Masters building where this race is being managed, so to speak.
Okay.
Alrighty. I'm assuming you're heading in.
Yes.
Alrighty. So you head inside. You head inside, and as soon as you get inside, you are met by a short, scruffy-looking human who has skin that has clearly been, like, weathered repeatedly by being at sea. And he looks at you, and he looks at the two of you, and he looks at Zinlar and Gibbs, and he goes, "What can I do for you?"
We're looking to sign up for the outlaw race.
Okay. Perfect. The race starts in just a few hours, so you've really come at the ideal time.
Glad to hear it.
Anyways, just have a few questions. And he kind of pulls out a piece of paper and goes, names of all of the crew that will be participating.
Well, I am Captain Squall Estuary, and I have my first mate, Gwaine. Gwaine have a last name? Hold on.
I think it's just Gwaine.
I think it's just Gwaine.
He doesn't have a last name that you know of.
Okay. That I know of. Cool.
Zinlar reaches out to shake the guy's hand and he goes,
Zinlar, Sailor of Seas.
I'm sure you are. And, you?
I'm Gibbs.
What?
Just Gibbs.
What are you? Some sort of sea elf?
I am offended. No. Triton, really.
Alrighty. That covers your crew. Small crew for a race of this size. You sure this is something you want to do?
They don't call me Zinlar the Sailor of Seas for nothing.
I'm not sure they call you Zinla the Sailor of Seas at all.
Call
Oh,
him
they
Zinlar
do.
Sailor sees all the time.
And I call him Gibbs all the time. We don't lie.
Okay then. Anyways, name of your ship?
I look at the note again. What was the name of the ship?
The Meridian.
The Meridian. I kept wanting to say the Marina, and I was like, that's not right.
Oh,
The Meridian.
Meridian. That's a finicky ship.
Well,
You know, she threw her last crew overboard and sailed back to port.
clearly her last crew didn't know how to treat her correctly.
Yeah, well, there's more than decent odds that that was the case. Anyways, armament of the ship?
Does the note say anything? Wait, I don't know what that means.
What weapons does the ship have on it?
Oh, okay. I have no idea. I assume that's not in the noted
not.
anywhere. To be honest, I am not sure. We've just recently acquired her.
Alrighty then. Well, in that case, I suppose, armaments of the crew?
What does Gwaine use? A great sword? Regular
He
sword?
uses an axe.
And I know he uses a hand axe, but
Hand axe and a
thought he had-
shield, typically.
okay.
He also has his
Um,
spear.
Oh, that's right, the new spear. That's what I was thinking of. I was like, there's something long in there. Hand axes, spears, fists, magic.
Magic. Alright. And, these two?
look-
I've got a few daggers and some magic.
I also have some magic, and I have a staff as well as a
how do you? Is it a scimitar?
Scimitar.
Scimitar. Yeah.
Scimitar?
Scimitar.
Scimitar. I've got a
Yeah.
scimitar.
Oh, I also have this, and then I'll summon my trident to my hand.
All
I
right.
use this sometimes.
So we got a scimitar, hand axe, stick, some unnecessary fish poker.
Listen,
I'm sure it's a very necessary fish poker, Gibbs.
I'm gonna dismiss it.
All right. You familiar with the rules, or do you need a refresher?
Refresher would be great.
Alrighty. The way the competition works is pretty simple. We're gonna send you through the fords in the mountains just south of here. And it is a cumulative land and sea race. So, the way that's gonna work, there's 8 statues throughout the racing course. You'll notice them. They're very easy to find. The knight statues. When you get to each of those statues, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to send someone ashore, grab the flag from the statue. The first ship to return with more than 4 of the flags is deemed the winner.
All right. By any means necessary?
Oh yeah. There's a reason they're called the outlaw races. It's no holds barred.
I see. So we can expect to be encountering other ship crews.
Oh, absolutely. I think we only had 3 or 4 ships sink last year.
Only 3 or 4. I see.
Yes. Would
Wow.
you like to purchase insurance?
How much is insurance? And what does it cover?
Well, I'll bet.
Honestly, I don't think it'll be necessary. I've never been on a sinking ship.
Well,
Other than that one time.
our first bit of insurance is costs about 250 gold. It'll cover the cost of your ship should your ship sink. We also have the advanced package for 700 gold that covers the cost of your ship if your ship sinks, as well as revivals for any of your crew who are to die in the process.
I think we'll pass.
All right, it's your friends' funerals.
Hmm.
I will be
Well-
fine.
Hopefully not.
I believe it'll be other people's funerals you need to worry about.
I'm not sure that's so likely. You know, that ship, the Becky's got a full armament of cannons.
Yeah.
Well, let's, just because you've got a lot of cannons doesn't mean you're good at shooting them.
I don't know. They won last year. They actually won right after they bought the ship last year. Yeah. You know, Port Authority found it illegally parked in one of the docks and they just seized it and then they sold it at auction.
I see.
Yeah, you know, I don't really understand it. Like, the docking fee's like 5 silver.
You see, you see Zinlar's like frills start to like shoot up and his frills start to glow.
Something
And-
I can help you with there?
Well, if you keep on running your mouth, I'm gonna have to tell a tale about you once you're dead.
Oh yeah? What's it gonna say?
It's gonna say you were burned to a crisp by a blade that appeared out of thin air.
And Zinlar's gonna cast Flame Blade.
Smoke and Shield Games, thanks for the follow. Flame Blade has to be cast on a weapon.
Dang it! Well, then he's gonna cast it on his scimitar.
When you pull out your scimitar and light it on fire, I'm assuming you're using green Flame Blade?
I don't even know what that means.
Just regular flame blade doesn't need a weapon.
Okay. My apologies.
what
I forgot there were 2 different spells called Flame Blade.
Okay.
He just looks at this flaming thing of fire and goes, yeah. Come back with a threat when you got something that'll impress me.
All right, well, we'll come back with the win then.
You know what? I think that'd be for the best.
Well, anything else we should know about the competition?
Well, it'll start at dawn. So something to note there, kind of important.
Mhm.
I suppose I should find you a map somewhere around here. He starts like digging around looking for a map. What do we got? Nope, that map's old, and he throws one over his shoulders. Nope, that's the course we're not allowed to use anymore because of the sea monster. Nope, that's the course we can't use anymore because the sirens got 3 crews 2 years ago. Very hard to bring people back if you can't bring them back to life. You understand?
Yes.
All right, here it is. And he pulls out a map, and I'm gonna have that up for you in a couple seconds. Alrighty. What else do we? Yeah, I think that should be it. So give me 1 second. I'll get this map set up for you, so you can see it and kind of plan your path.
You mentioned a sea monster. Wonder what that's like.
Hey, it's some sort of giant crab. We really don't know much about it.
Oh, is that so? Maybe a lobster?
No, definitely a crab.
I see.
Xylar's just gonna nudge you, Gibbs, and and just go,
No, don't you remember? We fought many sea monsters.
Yeah. So all 3 of them.
It was quite a lot. Quite the daring tale to tell.
You should tell that tale.
I will.
Yeah.
But not now. There's a time and a place, Gibbs.
Yes.
Alrighty. Let me just I gotta make sure that you guys can see all of this.
I like how you spelled
Save.
Zinlar wrong on Foundry.
Yeah, well, fuck off. Can y'all see anything on these maps?
I
I
don't
can.
see a map.
Oh, I see a map now.
I see the whole map. Yeah.
You do?
Yes.
And you said you don't, Gibbs?
I don't see anything. It says game pause.
Oh, you might be zoomed in too far.
What do you mean I'm zoomed in too far?
Tries
I
to
never zoomed.
It auto starts you super zoomed. Anyways, I'm gonna switch to this map so you can see it.
This is large.
It's a ship race.
Yes, I see that.
We raced with ships.
No
But
kidding.
this is the map he has given you. Well, I
Are
recommend, head to a tavern, plan your route. I mean, you don't have to grab every statue, something to consider. You just have to get 4 of them and then be the first one back here.
I see. So it's
So-
all about who gets back first.
Yep. Any of those points on the map you see where the water touches the edge, those are all entryways into the ford. So you'll be able to do those. Can you see the statues on the map?
Yes, I see them.
All right. Well then, race starts tomorrow at dawn.
Oh.
I wish you all the best of luck.
We appreciate it.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I think we've got everything. Not unless you want to give us the lowdown on any of the other teams.
Well, it's pretty simple actually. I can tell you the ship names, their armaments, anything really for a small fee. I mean, this is how we collect the money to keep the Port Authority running, so.
I see. So this is available to all teams, yes.
Yep. Anything that wants to, anybody who wants to, purchase a little extra information is free to do so.
Has anyone paid you to not give up their information?
Oh, no, that's not part of the deal.
Oh, I see. An honest outlaws race, then.
Well, as honest as we can get. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, how much is the additional information?
I'll give you the information for 5 gold per crew. There's currently 7 other ships in the race.
7 other ships, Well, I'm definitely interested in hearing about the Becky. Since you all are...
Alrighty.
Since she's so notorious.
Of course. Alrighty, let me see here, and he kind of pulls out some other documents, and he goes, yes, the Becky. Alrighty, so ship name is the Becky. Captain and crew, we got their captain, Marcel Piggy Brown. Quartermaster is Carol Fly. Sailing master, Nora Bernard. The boatswain's going to be Abraham Rodriguez. Carpenter and surgeon is going to be Serenity Wash. Master gunner's Bert O'Malley. First mate is Haley Cofrezi. They have a couple sailors, Nicole Hansen, Albin, and Jan. Armament includes 16 cannons, 2 ballistas, 1 boarding ramp. Armament to the crew looks to be mostly spears and swords.
I see.
So I hope that's useful information for you. If you want to increase the challenge at all, we do offer crews the ability to put their boat up as collateral. The crew of the Becky has done so. If you choose to put your boat up for collateral, should you win, you will receive one of the other collateral boats at random to be your own personal vessel.
Interesting. So, of all the other 7 crews, if when one wins and the rest lose, you just lose your boat at random.
Correct, yes.
Interesting. Are we allowed to come back to opt into that, or do I need to do that right now?
Oh, no, by all means. As long as you get that information to me before the race starts, you are good to go.
Alright, I'd like to discuss it with, my first mate, as well as the rest of the crew, before we make that decision.
Of course.
Out of curiosity, do I need to pay per boat in order to find out if any of the rest of them have any magic like we do? Or could you just tell me that?
Well, we typically don't consider magic a part of the armaments.
I see.
So, none of the other crews have really disclosed that information to us.
Are you going to disclose that about us to the rest of the crews?
I didn't write it down, so no.
Okay. That's the main thing that I was curious about.
Of course.
Well,
Can I get you any more information on any of the other ships?
Hmm. Are there any other small ships, or are they all relatively large?
They're all decent sized. I think your crew is the smallest. Seems like most of the other crews are about the same size, although the ships differ in type.
I see, I see. Alright, well, I may ask you for a bit more information later once we've decided if we're going to put our ship up for collateral.
Alrighty.
Alright, thank you.
Good luck. Yep, have a good day.
And we walk out.
Yep.
Back to the ship,
So-
I suppose.
We have just entered this race, and we have no idea what our ship looks like.
That is correct.
Doesn't concern me. We're good.
Alright. So are you guys headed you guys are heading down to see what your ship looks like?
Yes.
Yes.
So you head down and you very quickly find the Meridian. And it is a very simple two-sail sloop. Very, very narrow across the deck. It's about 30 feet long. Seems to have a single captain quarters, and it doesn't seem to have any real area below deck. So the captain quarters is the only area not exposed to the elements.
Okay. The ship doesn't have any armaments or anything like that?
It appears to have a large ballista on the front
Okay.
that you can't really see any other weapons aboard. You also can't see any ammo for the ballista.
Well, we may need to find some ammo for that. But all in all, not a bad ship.
When you say not a bad ship, the jib on the main sail swings at you. Like, just waves back and forth.
See, I knew that the last group that had you wasn't treating you correctly, and I walk up and give her like a pet.
When you pet the ship, the sails both come down and just kind of shake.
Well, this is certainly new.
I'd almost guarantee that the last crew is a bunch of foolhardy men that didn't know how to treat a lady. Am I right? And I kind of like I question that to the Meridian.
The ship doesn't really seem to respond to that.
Okay. Well, we've got one ballista that we should likely arm. I don't know if either of you all are.
When you
Is there
talk
a-
about arming the ballista, the ship kind of shakes for a second as you watch what appears to be a magical bolt form in the ballista.
Oh,
Heck.
Zinlar's
you're full of
eyes,
surprises.
Zinlar's eyes light up as he looks at the ship and he goes, "Oh, this is magnificent! You'll tell such a fine tale."
You'll forget about Becky in no time.
I already have.
Who's Becky?
So true, so true. Well, in the note, my first mate said he went below deck to sleep with our, well, not with, but as took our horse below deck and went to sleep in the captain's quarters. I guess is the captain's quarters big enough for a whole ass horse?
It is big enough. It's about a like 15 by 10 room.
Okay.
So it's like the back 15 feet of this 30-foot boat is the captain's quarters, and then there's a staircase leading up either side to where the wheel is on the top of the captain's quarters. And then the front, like 20 feet of the boat is where the two main masts are, and they have two large, like those large triangular sails that go from mast to mast in between them.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a picture. I feel like that is the ideal scenario here.
Seems like a real good boat.
I agree.
I guess I'm putting this in NPCs.
I guess you are.
Well, I was saving the picture. I'm like, I don't know where to put this.
Mm.
I don't know why, but I just got the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody soundtrack stuck in my head.
That is very random.
It is.
You said Zack and Cody, and for whatever reason, my mind related that directly to iCarly. So now that's stuck in my head.
Cinematic universe.
This is what your ship looks like.
Ah, there she is.
Minus the skeleton on the front, and replace the cannons with a single ballista. But that is the type of.
Skeleton at the front.
There's no skeleton on the front. Your ship does not have a
Yet.
masthead.
Yet.
This is so lame.
But that is the style of ship that you are on.
Got it. Well, looks good.
Tall tales aside, I don't honestly think that we could handle a ship bigger than this one with the crew that we have.
I agree. But
And
I
while
think-
Becky may be large, she could never tell a tale like this ship.
very true. Very true.
You
I
kind of
believe
hear
this
the
is-
chains from the anchor just kind of like clinging against each other happily.
I think she's probably got plenty of tales to tell of her own, to be honest.
Are you guys still on the dock?
No, I walked on. Because I pet her, remember?
I thought you just like pet the side of her, honestly.
Oh, no, I like walked up.
When you walk on board the ship, okay, so sorry, can we just say you're walking on now?
Yes, we'll just say I'm walking on now. I patted her from the outside.
Okay, when you walk on board the ship, you watch as kind of like trails of almost looks like glitter formed together into like this ethereal looking woman, and she goes, "Welcome aboard, Captain Squall."
Hello. Do I call you Meridian?
That's a perfect name. Who is the rest of my crew?
It is I, Zinlar, teller of tales.
Oh, yes. And I do agree with you about that ship, Becky. She could stand to slim down and be a little faster.
I agree.
And she kind of like she kind of like disperses, and she comes up next to you, Gibbs, and she goes, "And who are you? You have marvelous fins."
Oh, thank you. Oh wow. I'm Gibbs. Just Gibbs. Whoa.
That's amazing. And she kind of just disappears again. She comes up next to Zinlar, and she goes, is that a navigational map on your frill?"
Well, it's constellations.
Oh, well, so I suppose you must be our navigator then.
My eyes guide me on the ways of the seas.
Ah, yes. So
And,
if you're our
Zinlar's eyes
navigator,
twinkle.
if you're our navigator, and Captain Estuary is our captain, and Gwaine is our first mate, and Patches is our head crew member, or Stitches is our head crew member, she kind of just reappears in front of Gibbs. She goes, "You must be the galley cook."
Yes.
Gibbs makes the finest food I've ever tasted.
Didn't I walk up on you all eating raw fish in the
That was a different story.
Well,
I
when
see.
we can afford a good meal, Gibbs is in charge of cooking it.
I see.
Which doesn't happen very often.
Well, it'll happen more often now.
So, where are we setting sail to? The beautiful waters of the Dragon's Eggs, the dark waters of the chasm. Where are we off to today?
Well, Miss Meridian, we will be heading towards Eltret. However, we've been compelled to participate in the Outlaws race.
Oh, we're going to be outlaws. And she kind of vanishes. When she comes back, she's not wearing the dress she was wearing anymore. She has on a vest. There's knives all over it. There's two guns very clearly across the front. She's wearing a full-on pirate hat with an eye with an eye patch. One of her legs is replaced with a peg leg, and she goes, "We'll kill them all!"
Well, I'd like to simply outpace them all, as it seems that a majority of them are much larger and clunkier than you, like the Becky.
Ah,
So
yes.
the-
They won't be able to outmaneuver us. We'll very easily sink them so we can outpace them while they're drowning.
You
I
know-
can see why your comrade picked this fine ship.
How did we afford this ship?
I'm thinking that somebody sold her who was very bitter about her throwing them overboard.
Oh, no, no. None of my crew that was thrown overboard ever made it back to shore.
Oh, someone didn't know what you were then.
No, no. I sold myself to First Mate Gwaine.
Oh, I see. So you picked us.
In a sense, yes.
All right, I can respect that.
Yes, well, everybody else was giving him such outrageous prices, and he had the most wonderful scales.
He does have some wonderful scales, and she kind of like taps her dragon scale amulet.
Yes, yes, yes. Anyways, I'm sure you are all wondering how I came to be.
Yes, I am quite curious.
Yeah.
Well, many, many years ago, I was the captain of this fine vessel. I was a legendary pirate. I went from port to port, took what I wanted, got rid of who I didn't. And then, eventually it was coming a time when I was going to pass. So I enlisted the help of some very powerful wizards and had them bind my soul to the ship so that I could sail on forever. But, as it turns out, ships don't particularly have, what's the word for it? Rights. So, I was not allowed to crew myself, and it was very difficult for me to do things such as take on cargo, so I knew I needed a crew. So after I went through several variations of getting crews, realizing they didn't appreciate the finer bits of sailing and throwing them overboard, I decided that maybe I'd take a chance with somebody who looked like they'd never sailed a ship in their life, and that's how I found your first mate.
He's ridden on ships before.
Yes, yes, but I don't believe he's ever sailed one.
No, I think you'd be correct about that.
Yes. Anyways, I'm so excited to have you all here.
We're very excited to be here.
That
Especially-
was quite the tale.
It was quite the tale.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Nothing better than a capable ship and a cobbled together crew.
Yes, well, it's been very difficult. Not even several days ago, I had to swing the mast around to make several less than generous mammals get off my deck. They seemed to believe I was some sort of land.
Oh, the otters.
Is that what those beasts were?
Yeah, small and brown and a lot of them. Maybe one very old one on a crab.
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, I
Yeah.
believe she vanishes for a little bit. She comes back, she's like, yes, yes, as I believe, the one with the crab is still on board.
Oh, they left him.
Well, I did say I would take marvelous care of him.
Wow. They wouldn't even let us get near him the last time we saw them.
Well, your people, and I am but land, apparently.
I suppose so. I guess land taking care of someone is more trustworthy than people.
Yes, well, they did say they would be back. So, perhaps someday soon we'll see them again.
Perhaps. I suppose we might encounter them on the sea, as it sounds like they've departed on a different bit of moving land.
Oh, yes, yes. They, well, actually, I don't believe they left on moving land. I think they just jumped into the bay and swam away.
Oh. Well, all right then.
Something about needing to find the captive again. I don't quite remember.
Oh. The captive did leave. I'm surprised that they know that, but I guess I shouldn't be.
Well, I think I'd have to suppose they believe he went off on another ship. Is that the case?
Technically, I suppose he did. He vanished by magical means, but more than likely the people that vanished him were on a ship, so I can only assume that he did.
Yes, yes. Anyways, well, the Meridian is, well, this ship is not the original Meridian, but whatever the Meridian needs it to be. Should you find yourself in need of a larger ship, I will be more than happy to transfer my soul from one to the other to accommodate for your crew and your ventures, because you do own whatever ship I am on.
Oh, interesting. I like the sound of that.
is very convenient.
That is very convenient. Well,
Yes, yes, yes. All I ask is that you take my advice and don't sail me into unnecessary danger. Otherwise, you
I'll-
end up like one of my previous crews.
fair enough. I mean, I don't intend to sail you into any unnecessary danger. I mean, my people are quite adept and familiar with sailing. So,
Well, I can't see that the seas won't bring us any trouble, but I will do my best.
Oh, no, no. I don't. If it is the seas to blame, it is not the crew. The seas are fickle things.
they are indeed.
Yeah.
Anyways, your first mate stayed here for, some time and then said something about heading off to find a barmaid. But, if you could all step off the deck, I will, perform one of what I think is my better functionalities.
Oh, well, all right then. And I walk on off, or hop off. You know what? I'll just hop over the side. And
Yeah,
jump
this
onto
ship doesn't have a
the deck.
gangway.
Yeah.
So you kind of just step from the
Yeet.
dock to the ship, or you climb
Yeah.
the ropes on the side.
Bounce.
So you all jump to the... Sorry, I paused so I could change this back to the other scene. You all jump to the gangway. You guys jump to the dock. And after you jump to the dock, when you turn around, you watch as the ship shrinks itself down until it is no bigger than a box of matches.
Stitches inside?
Yes, Stitches is inside.
Okay.
Gosh.
You can see it. You can see a very through one of the very tiny windows, or if you pull the ship out of the water.
Yes, yes. I would go
Through
pick
one
it
of the
up.
very tiny windows, you can see Stitches just standing inside the captain's quarter, just chewing on the drapes over the window.
Oh, Stitches. That's not food, buddy. I'll get
If
you
only Stitches
one
learned
piece
how to
of
tap
hay.
dance.
If only Stitches learned how to tap dance. Soon, you know. We'll get Patches out and we'll leave Stitches in to learn to tap dance when we get back.
Anyways, it only takes me about as you pick it up, you hear this connection in your mind, Squall, but the other two of you can't hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, as soon as you it takes me about 5 minutes to shrink down and about 10 to get back to full size. Sometimes there are some minor repair problems, but it's nothing I can't handle with a bit more time. But this way you don't have to pay any of those pesky docking fees. And you know, I won't have another crew abandon me should they decide to travel over land instead.
That is fair. That is fair. I guess, yeah, we don't have to leave you in the docks when we get back to Eltrit as well.
Who are you talking to?
Oh. I turn around and I hold out the ship. If you touch her, you can hear her.
I'm gonna reach out, put my hand on the box ship.
Hello, Mr. Gibbs. Is there any particular food that you would like to have, or any particular cooking implements you'd like to have on the ship? I can begin working on them.
Pots.
Hmm.
Pots and ladles.
Now, I can get you wooden ladles, but
Ooh.
unfortunately I can't make anything out of metal.
Oh.
Are you capable of gathering food as well, or?
Oh, no. I'm not capable of gathering food, but I can reconstruct certain parts of the captain's quarters to make them more fitting for your needs.
Oh, quite useful. All right then. Well, I've got a couple barrels of fish on hold for when we depart on the proper journey, so it shouldn't be a problem. Do you? I mean, I know you said you were a soul bound to the ship, but do you need anything?
As long as I am crewed and I'm not without a crew for any more than a month, I will remain attached to the ship.
So if you're uncrewed for more than a month, then
My soul departs this plane, as was the terms of my agreement with the casters who put me here.
I see, I see. So it's multiple casters? Do you remember anything about the people who attached you? It's quite a odd bit of magic.
Oh, it was done by this young emperor up in Kali several hundred years ago.
I see, I see.
Yes. Very interesting fellow. Cared a lot about the sea.
Strange. Don't know if I've ever known any Kali people to be interested in the sea, so quite unusual.
Yes. Well, I shall begin working on that for you, Master Gibbs. And I'm assuming, Zinlar, you're just standing here watching the two of them just touch this ship.
And talk.
Yeah. Zinlar's just standing there starry-eyed, I guess you could say.
Literally and metaphorically.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I shall prepare for the journey.
All right. And so will we.
All right. Where are y'all headed?
That's a good question. I mean, I kind of look at the two of them, knowing what we know about the ship now. I don't think I could bring myself to put her up for collateral. I don't know. Wait, would you? Hold on. I actually address the Meridian again, and I say, I don't know how familiar you are with the outlaw race, but they suggested that if we wanted a bit more intrigue, that we might put up our ship as collateral. But as you are, a sentient being with your own thoughts and purpose, I feel like it's really up to you whether we choose to do that. I'm not sure whether you would be intrigued by the danger or offended by the idea of, potentially giving you up if we didn't win.
Well, I believe that either way I'll end up with a crew. Should you acquire a larger vessel, I could transfer my essence to it. But, should I be lost, it would be unfortunate, but I would still have a crew, so I would not hold any of you accountable.
Okay. But do you like the idea? Do you like the idea of the danger? Is it just you just don't have any opinion one way or the other because it works out either way for you?
Well, what do we win?
Well, we win a decent amount of gold, and then if we win the competition and put you up for collateral, then at random we will win one of the other losing ships who also agreed to put their ship up for collateral.
Oh,
Like the Becky.
well, I'm not sure I'd want to take the Becky's form, but if you were to win a larger ship as collateral, I could turn into it, and then you wouldn't need the rest of a crew. Down where you're watching, you guys just see a small dot with a white dot on top of it just moving around the deck of this ship.
Small dot with a white dot on top of it?
If you
Very
look really closely, it almost looks like an otter sitting on a crab.
Oh.
I'm sorry, are you talking to the ship right now?
Oh, yes. And if you touch her, you'll be able to hear her in your mind.
Well, this is magic that I've never seen before.
It's not something I've experienced either, to be honest.
Yes, well, it is something particular. When you're touching the ship and when you're on the ship and you see me appear, what you're actually seeing is an illusion. I'm actually communicating with you telepathically.
Ah, I see.
Hmm.
Anyways,
Well-
shall we?
Yes, I suppose we shall.
So where are you headed?
Well, I guess we'll head back towards the dock and go ahead and agree to sign up to put her up for collateral. I mean, what do you two think? You're in the crew too, so
I think we're gonna win. So, getting a bigger ship would be pretty cool.
I would have to agree. I think with a ship like this, that even I've never seen a ship like this before, I think our chances of winning are very high.
yes, I agree. I agree. And something I didn't mention when we were in there, and I reach into my bag and I pull out the boots, which I haven't put back on yet. But I have these flying boots, which should get me to the statues pretty quickly.
You can fly?
I can, and I'm quite fast too. When I want to be. And I noticed on the map that there's quite a few statues that are in relatively close proximity to each other. So I'm thinking we could potentially do this pretty fast. As long as we can sail her back quickly, that'll be the main thing.
Well, looking, just gazing at the map, it looks like we can do this in one swift run. We don't even have to go down two of the other
far.
pathways.
Yeah, I thought the same thing when I was looking at this. It seems quite manageable. I mean, in the bottom left-hand corner, I see two statues that are quite close to each other. Honestly, a negligible distance from each other when you consider that I can fly.
Mm-hmm. That'll make this
Just to be
so much
clear,
easier.
each grid on this map is the equivalent of 100 feet.
Okay.
Just to help you guys out. I
It's
actually
really hard.
Big grids.
I actually
really-
think I can
it's-
change the map to display that way. So give me 1 second.
If you
Oh, it's
I don't-
really faint.
Yeah, the grids are really faint. It's really hard to see on the grass. You really gotta zoom in. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
12.
6, 7. Okay.
I just updated it so that you should just be able to use your ruler now.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Oh, there's
Yes.
hexagons.
There's also a hex
Now the
grid
hexagons.
That's cool.
to make the ship racing more interesting.
But even then, I can go 90 feet every 6 seconds.
Well, if we follow the river, we won't even have to go on land at all. Just do one pass up and one pass back, and we'll pass 4.
That's fair. I mean, it's quite a long river, so I'm looking at the quickest stop-offs as well. I mean, you think the other thought is that we don't know what these other crews are capable of. However, the ones that are in the water are probably going to be the most heavily frequented. If they don't have the abilities like I do, and both of you all said you had some magic as well.
Yeah.
I do have my fair share.
But yes, I can see. They said we needed 4, or was it 5? It was 4, right?
4. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we have a decent chance of getting this figured out quite promptly.
Are y'all asking him about any of the other ships while you're there?
What do you all think? Should we gather some more information? We're all going to be starting from the same place, so I think the biggest skirmish is going to happen when everybody leaves. That's going to be where we need the speed.
Well, do you think you'd be able to fly up and grab that first statue?
Oh, I mean, I'm certain I can. Especially if we sail right up to that cliff edge. It's just a matter of going straight up at that point.
Yeah, everyone
Then
else,
I don't
if
see
they
any.
can't fly, they'll have to like go around and climb up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see any way we could do that swifter. I think that is our best option.
Well, that'll be the operant plan then. I'll have you all as backup, mainly to, when I'm off the ship, it'll be important to make sure that no one tries to sink us, or successfully sinks us, for that matter.
Yes, I would be quite disappointed if that were the case.
Yes. I mean, that being said, I have a decent control of water, so I'd be able to move it, or, keep the water out. I don't know how capable you are of. I mean, I assume you said you could handle your own repairs,
Well, yes,
but
I
you
can.
need time.
I can handle
correct?
I can handle my own repairs, but not only do I need time, but I would also have to scavenge, or I suppose cannibalize is the right word, other parts of the ship.
Oh, I see.
Now, if you were to purchase some logs, nails, and other repair supplies and put them on the ship, that would allow me to conduct repairs more efficiently without sacrificing any of our structural integrity.
See, I think that's doable.
So
Getting some lumber.
essentially how that's going to work mechanically, just so you guys know,
Mhm.
is for every 100 gold you spend on repair supplies, it will give the ship one charge that it can use essentially as a hit dice to restore hit points to the ship's hull.
Okay.
And if you're I'll get you guys the hit points for the ship before next session. But I'll get you the whole stat block for the ship before the next session, actually. But if the ship's hit points drop below 50%, it begins to sink.
Okay.
I'll give you guys a whole rundown on how the ship combat's going to work next session before we start the race.
Yeah. Once we have Gwaine.
Yep.
That makes sense. Well, I suppose then we'll head back to the shipmaster's area and go sign ourselves up for the ship collateral thing. And then I don't know. Do you all think that we should purchase any more information on the other ships? I mean,
Um,
I'm not
think-
sure if we need any other information.
yeah. I feel like it's safe to. It's not a lot of information to go on. Really, the only thing that's helpful is the.
well, I think
Uh,
all we're gonna see around here anyway is a bunch of spear holders. It's more about what magic they use.
Yes, and we
Which
don't
he
have
doesn't
that
provide.
Yes, exactly. We don't have that information regardless.
You can see
it-
for free a list of all the ships that have signed up and their captains, and the guy can tell you which other ships are up for collateral as well.
Okay. Yeah, I would want that information then. Because we can do a little fact finding mission of our own.
So the other ships that you don't even have to talk to the harbor master to see them, they're on a list by the door. You can see that you have been newly added to the bottom. The other ships competing are the Whip, whose captain is Benjamin Blackheart Green.
Will you put this in the notes in the Foundry as well? Can you?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'll just
Just that way. Writing down all the names and stuff, like I was trying to do that while you were reading the Becky stuff and it did not go well.
Yeah, no,
I'll put the full thing for the Becky on there.
Okay, cool. I got like Marcel for the captain, and then there was more to the name, and I was like, oh boy.
As soon as
Coggins,
PT
I
starts
think.
listing off names, like 5 names per second, I'm done. I'm out.
I remember that the ship's, I think, medical person was named Serenity Wash. Eyes emoji.
Literally used a random generator.
That's hilarious. I assumed that it was a Serenity reference.
So that's the Becky for you.
Okay. Breesh.
And
Piggy. That's what it was. I knew it was a pig thing.
Other ships. Give me a... Okay. So it'll be...
Outer monkey.
Jan.
Yep, just Jan.
It'll be the Whip, piloted by Benjamin Blackheart Green. The Brown Wasp, pilot, whose captain is Ricardo Slow Nielsen. There is the Red Intrepid. Which is captained by Henrik Kurtz Dubois. The harbor master, as you're reading this list, is going to walk out a squall and ask you, do you have a particular nickname on the high seas?
Who?
He's asking Squall because she's the captain.
For captain name. Give me a minute to think about that out of character.
There is the Black Fury, whose captain is Jacques Whirlpool Bellamy.
Whirlpool.
There is the Bone Ray, whose captain is Viola Silent Bonnie. And the last ship on the list is the Patriot, captained by Nathaniel Admiral Anderson. And I'll have those for y'all to see in a second.
That way I can look at everybody else's cool nicknames.
There you go.
Yo.
Alrighty.
The Whip. The Brown Wasp. Red Intrepid. The Black Fury. The Bone Ray. The Patriot. What lame names.
Got him.
Imagine having a nickname like Slow.
Squall Water Mommy Estuary. Bad Panini.
I
Oh,
didn't make the
Kelpie-
joke first.
Kelpie was a good one. I was looking up drown synonyms.
Drown synonyms?
Yeah. Cause like I at first I was like undrowned, but that doesn't really make sense because I've never like I can't drown. So
Yeah.
And I have just updated it to show which ships have been put up for collateral.
the Brown Wasp, the Red Intrepid, Black Fury, and the Patriot.
Are
Oh,
all up for
definitely.
collateral.
We definitely don't want the Patriot. That's fucking lame.
Well, the name of the ship will change to the Meridian if she possesses it.
Yeah. But, like, it's got lame energy, you know?
Well, the downside is you get one at random.
Damn it. Yeah, I like Coffee's suggestion, so I'm gonna go with Squall the Kelpie Estuary.
Yep. And just for my own sanity, I'm just gonna put one more ship up for collateral, so all I have to do is roll a d6 if you win.
Well, remember that
There's-
the Becky isn't on that list and it's up for collateral.
Yes, but I had 4 ships down, not including the Becky, so I needed to add one more so I can roll a d6 and make it easy.
Got it.
So the only one not up for collateral is the Bone Ray.
The one that they are fairly if they're not up for collateral, I guess you could assume they are fairly confident they are not going to win.
That's fair. The Bone Ray's like, we're in this for a good time. we're just here to have fun and participate, okay? they're not a very daring or adventurous crew.
Which is a shame, because the name like the Bone Ray
I know,
is
very
pretty adventurous.
intimidating.
Yeah.
And I'll put the Becky on this list as well, and then underneath it I'll just put its armament, because you know it's armament.
Mhm.
Biggie Brown, and then its armament is going to be... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, it's really gonna... This thing. Alright. Give me a second while I change all this up.
Oh boy.
Because it wants to make my life hard.
Of course it does.
Are you guys discussing any of the rest of your plan while I do maintenance?
I think.
Honestly, I think we've got this whole thing sorted out.
Maybe go through what powers the rest of your crew has?
Yeah, so I do feel like I need to get you two better, get to know you two better. Obviously, I shared that obviously we would head away from the
Mhm.
Dockmaster.
From
Like
the
I figure,
people.
yeah, go somewhere. Maybe find the bar that Gwade's at, or go to in Kendall's place and get like a private booth so that we can just discuss. But yeah,
Well,
I mean, both of you all said you had some magic, but, what are your capabilities?
Well, Captain Squall, was it? I believe you have quite the tales to tell as well.
I definitely do, but I am interested in hearing, what you two are capable of, and then I'd be happy to share a bit of mine.
Well, I've got a bit of magic to my name, and Zinlar's gonna pull out an oil lamp, and with a snap of his fingers, he's gonna set it ablaze and start manipulating the flames around as he tells his story. I was grown as a young lad into becoming a sailor. I was a sailor since I was born. And the crew, my original crew, was built of a good amount of sorcerers actually. So I grew up around people that were inclined to many different kinds of magic. So I picked up a few things along the way. I was able to survive out here because with the whole Kikomori infestation, I'm sure that you are probably aware of.
Yes,
Um,
quite familiar.
I have a lot of fire and lightning magic. So I was able to survive out here with my buddy old pal Gibbs, with the help of my fire magic.
Makes perfect sense. We've been seeking it out ourselves to try and keep the things at bay. Or, well, what's left of us, anyway.
Yeah, did you, was it always just you two?
No, we recently parted ways with a large portion of our cobbled together crew, I'd say. Um, we were traveling with Grung named Jigzog, and we passed by Shenung on our way back to the city, and he wished to go home and check on his family, and I couldn't begrudge him that. And outside of myself and Gwaine, everybody decided to go with him, and I'm not one for making people go places that they do not wish to go, or allowing
enough.
people to go where they are inclined to go. But
It
yes,
almost
we
seems as the world is changing and the stars are shifting.
can't speak much for the stars, but the world is definitely changing. But what about you, Gibbs? It's quite unusual to see Tritons so far from the sea, or living in the sea in general.
Yeah. So I come from deep, deep, deep dark ocean. My first time, kind of surfacing is the freaking Zinlar is the first person I actually found. Um, but my powers come from another sea monster of sorts, a deep dwelling creature. Um, I'll kind of demonstrate just a little bit. And I'll summon my trident to my hand. It'll just kind of coalesce uh from moisture. And then I'll slam into the ground, and I'll surround myself with kind of like an inky mist and misty step like 15 feet away. You might want to stand back for this one, and then I'll cast Arms of Fanju.
As
And
you go to cast that, and Kindle walks out from behind the bar and goes, "No, no, 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 no! No damaging magic in my bar!"
it was just gonna
Sorry,
be a little okay. Never mind. I won't do that one.
it's okay. The blinking in and out of existence is more than enough, I think, to show. But I'm sure there will be plenty of opportunities tomorrow morning to display our prowess. We're going to need to protect the ship, like I said, when we're all leaving port. So,
Yeah.
well, as for me, like I said, we just recently parted ways from our group. Um, I myself am uh more of your classic fighter, to be honest. The only magical prowess I have is, birth given, I'd say. The Genasi all have a bit of an inherent connection with the water, and so, I have some control over that, but a majority of what I do is good old fashioned hand to hand combat, and for the most part, that's how I prefer it. But I won't turn up my nose to assistance, magical or otherwise. So I'm glad to hear that you all are relatively capable, and my compatriot Gwaine, who is, somewhere around here, is also a bit more of a physical person, but he has some magic as well. He also has a weasel, so you'll get to meet that at some point. That's new.
A weasel.
Yes, he
Sounds
can.
like an
Wow.
interesting comrade.
He certainly is. He certainly is. I mean, besides one of our group who decided to leave, he's been with me the longest, and you know, he can be a bit of a goofball, but he's a good man, loyal. That's really
Well.
what's the most important.
There's no fun if there isn't a little bit of goofball in you.
That's fair. That's fair.
And that is where we'll end our session, because we're coming up on time for you, Squall.
Yes.
Anyways, thank you to all of our players. Chat, I hope you had fun. Players, I hope you're excited for what's coming.
Yeah, you got to meet the two new
Yeah.
people. I
We
am
have,
obsessed.
Yeah, you're obsessed, just in general.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with their character design specifically.
Same.
I love Zinlars so much.
I was
Oh
so
my
excited to introduce them.
I kind of popped off with Zinlar's design, not gonna
True.
lie.
Was-
I was really like, damn, excuse hold everybody hold my stylist, I'm making this fucking
Wait.
lizard.
Squall, when you sent that to me, I'm pretty sure I was in a call with someone and I audibly went, "Oh my god!" I went, "Oh my god!"
Ideal. Truly ideal.
Alrighty. Thank you to our players, although Gwen couldn't be here. He is played by Matlore11. We have Gibbs, played by...
Hi, I'm Panda. Panda's Majesty on Twitch as well.
Hell yeah.
We have Squall, and I'll get the long night thing updated.
Oh, true. We
night
need
this
to add
week.
Panda in now.
Yep, and remove some other people.
Yep.
We have Squall Estuary, played by...
It's me, the Sky Tea. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
And we have Zinlar, the Teller of Tales, played by...
Me, Gentleman Ferret. I played Clang, and I also play Nam.
I don't know who Clang is. I know him by a different name. You played who?
Ah, you're gonna make me. Hold on.
He's not ready for this.
I wasn't. I also
We just-
played as well
There
as
you go.
Nam.
There we go.
Yeah. Really, we just need a remix of the song. Instead of Clang is a bird, it's Zinlar is a lizard.
Garrett already hopped in chat and said he's making it now.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
I wanted to. I'm taking some pretty fire notes now because I feel like it's important as me playing a character that exaggerates stories. So
True.
we can talk about this more off camera, but I wanted to suggest maybe I can just do the recaps every week.
I'm okay with that.
Oh my God, but you recap them super Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited to hear our tales as told by Zinlar. Oh my God, this is
In
gonna
my
be the
notes, they're
best.
called Zinlar's nautical notes, and because it's
cute.
alliterized.
Yes, as it should be.
Alrighty. Thank you everybody for joining us and watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't yet, go ahead and join the Discord to get updates on when I'm going live and on some of the other stuff that's happening. Very fun times there. Thank you to all of our new followers today for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you to Sky for the raid.
Heck yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know, you can find Sky's channel at !art because she is the art lady. Iron Warrior X, thanks for the follow as well. And everybody, I hope you have a good time. Catch us tomorrow at 7:30 for the long night campaign. And yeah, once you're in that Discord, if you want to join the Bitskirts and Halfwits army, Bitskirts and Halfwits plays on Sundays, and the army has a direct effect on what happens in their games.
You
It's
mean
true.
the no more light?
Yeah, No More Notes is tomorrow at 7:30. And that should be an interesting time because they're going to a party.
Oh.
For dead people.
Dun dun dun!
Da, da, da.
Gosh, they're finally dead? Whoa.
Anyways, everyone, I'm gonna toss you all over to Barlow PNG. She's playing some Minecraft. Have fun, and be sure to drop all those raid emotes, hype up the raid in chat, and until next time, stay cool, stay in school, and stay techno. We'll catch you then.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.